Hi everyone, my name is Dana. Welcome back to my plant YouTube channel. I know it has been a while. I've still been doing plant stuff, but things got a little overwhelming and I have some good stuff that happened and some bad stuff. So a while ago, well actually first, before I tell my story, so these are what's left of my philodendron brantianum and then this is what's left of my beloved glacier pothos. I have more cuttings that aren't ready yet, but I have a story. So I'm going to be repotting these and telling you my story. So right off the bat, I had my first plant sale and it actually went really well. I'm really happy about it. And I sold quite a few cuttings, which I'm really proud of. And I actually still have some for sale. However, I got a plant at that plant sale, and promptly after getting that plant, my plants got mealybugs. I didn't keep that plant quarantined. I just, I expected a plant seller in those sorts of situations to have more integrity than a big box store. So, yeah, now I have mealybugs on all my plants. Luckily, diatomaceous earth wipes them out just like that, and then I have a rubbing alcohol mix in here. So I chopped up a bunch of my plants to help, well, at least try to help with the whole mealybug situation. It kind of helped, a little bit-ish. However, now my favorite plants are in shambles. But anyways, so the only problem is I have some plants on the way still, and I would rather wait until I got those plants as well before I start treating with diatomaceous earth, because I feel like that would just make it more of a process, if that makes sense. Like, now I'm gonna have to treat those plants when they come and already have treated, but if I just wait, and kind of try to maintain it and keep it so it's not like super bad, like, just if I try to like keep the outbreak as minimal as possible. Some of my plants are getting mangled, like my global green because it's so thick, and a couple of my Hoyas, and with those I'll chop them up once I have all the plants here, but I'm gonna let those stay for now. But it's not like an uncontrolled outbreak. I'm keeping it where it could be a lot worse, I guess. But yeah, so that's why I haven't uploaded in a while, because I feel like it's not a good representation for myself. But I also, I don't want people to think I'm going to intentionally infect their household as well, because I have some plants for sale, but I keep them in a totally different room, and those are much better maintained than my personal plants, because I'm well aware that they might be sold to someone, and I do not want to spread mealybugs to that household. So yeah, but yeah, so that's what's going on right now, and I'm also going to treat all of the cuttings as well, so it's going to be a chore treating all these plants. But like I said, I just imagine how much more of a chore it would be if I didn't treat them all at the same time. Because some of the plants I'm getting are coming like in pots, rooted already. So all I'll have to do is just spray them down, diatomaceous earth, bingo bango. It's not like I'll have to be like, oh, but it needs to propagate first and blah blah blah. No, it should be fine. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm prepping all of my plants for the diatomaceous earth treatment. And I'm just gonna have to stay on top of it, because this is by far the worst pest outbreak I've ever had. Like, I've had mealybugs on some of my plants, but this is like almost all of my plants. So, yeah. What I've been doing is kind of the rubbing alcohol treatment with the Q-tips and all like the corners of the plant and stuff. And then spraying them down with like just a general insecticide. But, it only does so much. It only goes so far. Oh my gosh, this one's on the inside. Oh, I hate mealybugs so much. But yeah, recently I have watched a lady named Wild Fern, and she was giving tips about pests that are good and pests that are harmful. And someone commented and said you can tell the difference between good pests and bad pests because the ones that don't harm your plants are usually faster, and the ones that will harm your plants are like slower or almost appear stationary, like mealybugs. This has been by far the worst pest I've ever had to deal with is mealybugs, like throughout my whole plant career. And honestly, okay, as much as I hate mealybugs, and I'm by no means thankful that I had any pest, I'd rather it just be none. I'm so thankful that if I had to pick a pest, I would pick mealybugs because they don't wipe out your plant like overnight. Yeah, they'll make your plant look not as nice as it could be, but your plant isn't gonna perish immediately. Like if I had thrips, I would be in panic mode for sure. Like this would be a bad time for me because, oh my gosh, thrips, they can wipe out your whole collection just like that. And it's almost like you're sitting there and you just kind of have to watch it happen because there's not much you can do because they're so like tough. The only thing that's really worked for me, diatomaceous earth. But yeah, so I'm just getting like in all the crevices of this plant here and just kind of swiping it with the rubbing alcohol. And it's not pure straight up rubbing alcohol, it's a concoction with water and rubbing alcohol because this is like almost 100% rubbing alcohol that I got. It was like 90% or something, or maybe it was 95, I don't know. It was like really strong. And then I was like, wait a minute, this might be too strong. And sure enough, I read that I was supposed to dilute it. And I was like, okay, good thing I read before I just jump to conclusions sometimes. But yeah, so like I said, my plant sale went really well though. And I actually learned a lot. So it was an art sale and plant sale, which was kind of fun. Okay, I have 2 plants that I'm gonna continue propagating, I think. But yeah, it was an art sale and plant sale, and I'd say I sold about half and half art and plants, which, in my opinion, is very good, because, you know, it could have been strictly art or strictly plants, but I say I sold about half and half each, and I definitely earned back what I paid for and plus some for, like, everything. Well, plus a lot for, like, renting out the area and stuff, you know, like, paying for the table, the space and stuff. I most definitely earned that back. And then what I decided to do is I reinvested about half the money I made back into more houseplants. And then the other half I, you know, just put into savings. Okay, this is actually a really nice little plant here, so let's hope it doesn't perish immediately. Yeah, so even this, though this one isn't showing any signs of mealybugs, I'm still just going over this bad boy and wiping it down because Lord knows what I've gone through. Okay. But yeah, so it's just gonna be in this tiny little pot now. And then I'm just reusing the dirt because what can I say, you know? I have no excuse. But yeah, so I'm really disappointed because my Glacier Pothos is my pride and joy, but I had to cut it up. There's no way I would have been able to treat it for mealybugs in that state, you know? Just no way. But yeah, and I do have like actual properly sized water catchers, but for now, it's just gonna go in there. So, yeah, that's that. And then this will go back with all my other propagations. But yeah, and then my Philodendron Brantianum, it also got mealybugs, like barely, but still got them. So I was like, okay, just chop this bad boy up. But it also just was not doing well. I think it needs higher humidity, which I am unwilling to provide, so sucks. So I chopped it up, I sold some of the cuttings, so I made back the price I paid for this plant. Like I said, I sold the cuttings after I knew there were no mealybugs, so don't come for me. And like I said, all my cuttings I've been a lot better about treating than like my actual like plants, because they're so much smaller, they're so much more manageable. So this one, yeah, I'm not seeing any mealybugs on any of the cuttings. So I'll just spray it down with preventative spray after this video, since it's not going to be potted with any cuttings that were previously showing signs of mealybugs. But yeah, so now I'm going to try to start over. And if the worst happens where it just doesn't grow well, at least I made my money back, and that's all that matters. But yeah, I have a bunch of new plants coming, and I also bought some as well. And once they all get here, oh my gosh, why is there so much hair in there? That's disgusting. What the heck? But yeah, so I'll try, but I will say I'm quite disappointed. I really wanted this plant to do well, especially since it's an upright philodendron, but whatever. I really would appreciate more upright plants in my collection, but I will say even this one, it's gonna need help to grow upright. It won't do that by itself, which, why can't they just do it on their own, dog, you know? But yeah, so then I'm gonna put one of these stakes, like kind of in the middle, and we'll work around that. And this stake will just be something I can attach all these cuttings to kind of grow up on and use as like a little helping friend. This one doesn't, it was snapped off at the top. I accidentally broke it. So this one can't connect yet, but like for example, this big boy can and this little guy here can. So I have some painter's tape. And I'm gonna tear a very thin piece. And then we're just gonna do some of this to help it stay on. But yeah, look at how sparse it is. I could honestly cut all of these nodes off and try to like propagate it to add more to the pot. The Brantianum was a good seller, honestly. A lot of people really liked it at the sale, so. I will say, if you want one that's if you want a plant that's pest resistant, I would say go for a Brantianum or a string of like hearts variation or a string of spades, because those are the only plants in my collection that they're like next to plants that have mealybugs but have not gotten mealybugs. I think one of them had them, but I sprayed it down once and then they all went away. But that one was like surrounded by all Hoya that are just riddled with mealybugs. So, you know, like, that's to be expected. But then the ones who are just kind of chilling near the plants, they don't have mealybugs, which is awesome. But yeah, so my Brantianum, that's it. It looks so bad. I might just let it die. Like I said, I made my money back. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so I have, in my next video, I think I'm gonna do the plant haul. That what I got. In that store that I went to, they had Thai Constellation for $99. I did not get one, but I thought about it, but I didn't. I should have, honestly. I think I should have. But I was like, I have mealybugs right now. But anyways, so these are my plants that I repotted. They look so bad, but like I said, they're gonna get treated. I don't think I'm gonna do a video of that because it would take forever, and I'm gonna be real grumpy grouchy. That's my least favorite thing about having houseplants is the pests. Like, it just really takes the joy out of houseplants for me. So yeah, But with that being said, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!